On this week's Land Beat, we're talking about prescribed fire and using different firing techniques within the exact same unit to create more diversity on the landscape. All right guys, you're following along with us on the prescribed fire here at the Woodlands, and this particular unit is unique in the fact that it has different landscapes or different habitat or vegetation types within this same unit. So what that means is we're using prescribed fire as a maintenance tool to produce and enhance and set back that type of vegetation. So when we're doing that, my role on this fire is to create more of a backing fire into this unit to create a deeper safe line, because Adam and his brother Chad are going to be using different techniques of fire, such as flanking fire or head firing within this unit. We've got a glade and we've got very heavily thin timber that needs to be set back a little bit more aggressively. A backing fire is not going to achieve those results that we're looking for, but I'm staying well in advance of them, moving this backing fire farther into the unit so they can safely achieve their firing techniques and get the result that we want to interior of the unit. So within this exact same unit, yes, we're using prescribed fire, but we're using the slope, topography, and wind, as well as firing techniques to achieve different results within this same unit. So that's another way that you can create diversity within a given timber stand, change how intense that you thin the timber, and then change the interval of fire. So how often you're using fire, but even taking a next step and the ways that you're using prescribed fire, the firing techniques or the intensity of the fire within a given unit to yield different results. This is how you create diversity and maintain diversity on your hunting property. All right guys, so one of the objectives with this fire Adam mentioned earlier is controlling or reducing the prevalence of invasive species. Right here behind us we've got multiflora rose, and why this is significant is the timing of this fire. So as a perennial plant, this plant, multiflora rose, is greening up and coming out of dormancy. So it stored energy over the winter in its root system, and now it is using that energy to leaf out, essentially. So it's exhausting and using a lot of its root reservoir, right, that energy stored in there from winter to make that green up occur. But now, before it has time to really photosynthesize, we're hitting it with fire. And so really there's not much left. We're going to have to back up a little bit, it's getting hot. There's not much energy left in that plant to be able to then come out of that fire. So essentially at ground level, we're top killing it, but doesn't have any more energy in its root reservoir, so it really is not going to green up based on this fire. If we had done this a month prior or a month later, we wouldn't have this exact result with multiflora rose in particular. Autumn olive, bush honeysuckle, Japanese honeysuckle are kind of similar in that green up stage. They green up prior to many of the natives. So if that's one of your objectives for fire, make sure you're watching the green up of invasives and not just burning and expecting to have that reduction. You have to time it appropriately. And right now is that time.